Well, welcome to the show.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, can you tell me a little bit about the way that you practice Aikido here in Penang?
Okay, our school is called Aikido Yoshinkan.
Yeah.
The start is
Yoshinkan.
Aikido Yoshinkan, but the school is called Shudokan.
Yes.
It started in 1952. My teacher is the first person who bring Aikido to Malaysia. He's about 85 years old and still teaching Aikido nowadays.
Wow.
And still going strong. So we follow the system of Yoshinkan.
Yeah.
So in Malaysia, we have two streams, the big stream, Yoshinkan and Aikikan.
Okay.
So Aikido is about way of harmonizing with the partner, everything. So people come to the dojo, they have different intention. Some they want just a place to hang out.
Yeah.
Some they want to look for something for self-defense.
Yes.
Some they come here for the sake of the art. They just want to go deeper and then study the art.
So what do the Penang people do when they look at martial arts? Is there a real need for the self-defense application, or is it fairly safe? I think it's a fairly safe place here.
We talk about safety. I think all over the world there's some issue about safety, right?
Yeah.
So there's cases of snatch, all this, like women being snatched. Yeah? So they are looking for self-defense also.
So it's got to be practical self-defense.
Practical. Some are really crazy for practical stuff.
Yeah.
Some they just to hang out, as I said, they just want to chill out.
Yeah.
But the practical part have to be there because Malaysia, we are more on eastern side, so the majority they look towards self-defense.
Sure.
Basically, what they're doing is what we call Jiwaza, or the basic technique.
Yes.
So in our system, we have about 150 basic technique.
Oh yes.
It looks very stereotype, rigid type, but the idea is to develop your gross motor skill.
Yes.
So as they keep on, they're working on the center line, projection of power, focusing on power and stability. Yeah. So once you master that 150 basic, then you can break into any form.
And when you say master, you say, well, get a bit, a good understanding. Yeah. Because that takes a long. So really, for the viewers who are just maybe just tuning in and not quite sure how long it takes to become a black belt, in Aikido typically, how long would it take to get black belt training 2 or 3 times a week?
I talk about my school itself.
Yes.
Right. Average take them about 3 years. For example, like Kirin is from Russia. He's been staying here for the past few years. Took him about 2.5 years to be a black belt. But he trained every day. It's not once a week or what. It's everyday classes. And sometimes in a day he do 2 or 3 classes.
And you use weapons as well. I see the boken, tanto, and so forth. And that's how do you use those? Is it the extension of the mind? Is it the extension of the technique? How do you apply that?
Okay, you can look at 2 ways. One is it originally started from the samurai.
Yes.
So Aikido movement are based on the sword movement. Next is about you can use weapon to extend your energy, your mind more focused, because they're standing there with a weapon is totally different feeling. And someone stand in front facing you with a knife, and someone standing just without and your mind pressure all different. So you need to be more focused, more disciplined to handle a weapon. So it's level of process again. Like so basically, the first basic movement, as he cuts into me, blend and cut. So when you apply into practical, it's gonna be like same thing. I just blend with his timing and I put my power into him, and I put all my focus into one point, pressure point, and release from the sword. So there's one element of Aikido. I put the sword away. Next element is about timing. When someone strike me, if I stay here, I'm gone. So it's about timing. Right moment, you just enter with him. If I move too early, he will detect that. He's going to stop. Or if I'm too slow, I'm stuck. It's just like a vacuum. Invite and drop. Whoa! And you can control him. This is about me focusing all my power into one point. But in our school, we rely on this. Come on. So as we move in, there's the distance. As he strike, I block. When you block, you must have a strong posture here. There's no point block in this position or over extension. So if you have timing good, can apply it into practical and go into pressure point. Once you understand that, you can learn how to enter and control. Kill. Basically, the idea here is when they are strong, I don't go against them. I learn how to utilize their power and bring it to my strong position, and I can lead them. Once we can master that, easy to protect. As they come, same thing. And as they come, you can lock down and you can play with it. I can control too. And come out, please. And we go back to the timing. So, let's say 2 comes towards me. If I'm slow, you're stuck. But focus, everything focus. As they come, move out. As they come, I have all my focus on them. And I just move around with them. And if I want to control, and control. Okay, we have what we call Jiwaza in Aikido. Jiwaza. So Jiwaza is a practice where we learn how to play around with the force. But it works 2 ways. One, my student allow me to practice what I want. So he's giving me a chance to be a better person. At the same time, I learn how to take care of my student. It's about responsibility. I can injure him, but my job is to put my power all the way to the maximum without hurting my partner. It's very simple. I will talk as I move. As he comes, I learn to lead the force and control. I learn to break his posture. So, the good thing about this is, if I take Sensei Farid as example, even though no matter how I throw him, he keep on coming up. This is one element that you can bring that attitude into your daily life. It will make you much better person. And it's quite hard for him to keep on coming because I keep on pounding on him. But the way you train, you develop your feeling, everything, to be a better person. This is a very best example. Choke me. Right? So when he choke, if I'm tension, I tense up, I can free myself. But if I'm relaxed, I can learn how to move myself. So all this muscle, very tense. But relax, you can focus. But in real life, if someone, why should I allow him to come and get me? So I go for the not count or any pressure points. But again, it's about being relaxed and control.